coverage you can count on. This is Fox 2 News at 10.
I'm not majoring in science or any STEM field in college, but doing this project for 2 years has really shown me a lot of skills that I haven't gotten in any other class.
Missouri's brightest young scholars creating projects that may one day change the world.
They need to think about who they're hurting.
Caught on camera, a string of car break-ins rattling a South St. Louis neighborhood. Victims share their frustration of being targeted.
Unbelievable, can't believe it.
Smashed right outside her front door, how one woman's 4 parked cars were hit by drivers in separate incidents, and how high her insurance rates jumped because of those crashes.
Thank you for joining us. For Fox 2 News at 10, I'm Mandy Murphy.
And I'm Shirley Washington. First on Fox, a family of a North St. Louis retiree says she lost 4 vehicles in crashes and she wasn't driving.
Yeah, those cars were parked in front of her house. Fox 2's Jeff Bernthal reports on the cost of the damage and her family's plea for help. All new at 10.
Unbelievable, can't believe it.
The daughter of Karen Jackson showed us the latest damage to her mother's Nissan Rogue. The car was parked when it was struck a few nights ago. Police came to her door to notify her. Jackson has now lost 4 vehicles to damage. All 4 were simply parked in front of her house.
4 cars since 2015, 3 cars within the last 3 years, all of them within a year apart.
Williams says her mother's stress is rising. So is her insurance bill that was once $100 a month.
She called me, she said, I can't believe my insurance is almost $500. And I wasn't even driving my car was parked.
$500 a month?
A month.
Jackson lives in the Greaterville neighborhood on Maffitt, near Cora.
They just tend to use this, just fly down here, just speeding, going each direction. Sometimes I didn't see cars racing each other coming down here.
The May 16th tornado destroyed her garage on the back of her house, so she even tried parking on the sidewalk.
She parked in the street like anybody else would. And after the car got hit, she started parking up on the sidewalk. You can see the tire tracks from here past this light post. That her car was pushed back that far.
Her family wants speed humps or some type of action to slow down speeders. Alderwoman Sharon Tyus has worked to bring speed humps into the ward and tells me speed humps were about to be installed a block away when the May 16th tornado hit. And since then, tornado relief has been the top priority. Williams says something needs to be done.
Slow down. Slow down. This is not a speedway or anything. You know, we got lights over here.
Reporting from North St. Louis, Jeff Bernthal, Fox 2 News.
New at 10, we now have video of an O'Fallon, Missouri police car being hit. It happened last weekend on Interstate 70 when the officer who was helping the Missouri Highway Patrol at a crash scene was hit from behind by a suspected drunk driver. The officer was okay, and the driver, who was also not injured, was arrested at the scene.
South St. Louis residents are cleaning up tonight after a series of car break-ins this morning. Fox 2's Max Deeknight reports from the Princeton Heights neighborhood, where residents say this has been a problem all week.
Take a look at this video a neighbor on Finkman Street in South St. Louis, just east of Hampton Avenue, shared with us. It shows a group of teens testing car doors. This was the result: broken windows and a mess left behind that neighbors like Michelle Valent had to clean up today.
The stuff they took out of my glove box they didn't even want, and they threw it back out in the rain at the corner of the street.
Valent says this ordeal added a lot of stress to her day as she was just getting ready to head off to work.
It's disrespectful, and like I said, people try to work hard and take care of their property, and then for it to get damaged for no reason, it's sad and it's aggravating.
Michelle isn't the only one who feels that way. Mary Honeycutt's home surveillance cameras captured the young suspects as they broke into other people's cars.
I heard the glass break on my video, and I knew they'd broken the window of the neighbor's car. That was all going on while we were all sleeping, so nothing we could do about it.
Valent says police responded right away Thursday morning and even helped her clean up the mess left behind. She tells us she hopes they're able to catch the young people who did all of this damage before it really catches up with them.
they need to think about who they're hurting.
Reporting in South St. Louis, Max Dieknight, Fox 2 News.
A Fox 2 follow-up, St. Louis police have arrested a suspect in connection with Tuesday's deadly shooting in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood in North St. Louis. 19-year-old Prashawn Thomas is charged with second-degree murder, first-degree assault, unlawful use of a weapon, and 3 counts of armed criminal action. The charges stem from a shooting along Dr. Martin Luther King Drive that left a 32-year-old man dead and 3 others injured. One victim is in critical condition. Police are trying to figure out what led up to that shooting. The St. Louis Police Department is launching a fast-track testing day blitz on Wednesday, May 6th. The sessions will be at 8 o'clock in the morning and again at noon. It's a one-day chance for candidates to apply, test, and interview on site as the department works to fill critical officer vacancies. Starting pay for officers is over $56,000 with full benefits and paid academy training. The event takes place at the St. Louis Police Academy on South Tucker in downtown.
The Wentzville Fire Protection District is bringing home the body of fallen fire captain Tommy Shine tomorrow. He passed away unexpectedly in Chicago from a cardiac arrest. Shine's dramatic ice water rescue in 2015 led to the movie Breakthrough. 10 years later, he needed his own miracle from heart complications. Shine lost his limbs, but he never gave up hope. He made a miraculous recovery, making his loss all the more difficult to bear.
He was defying all the odds. He had already broken all the rules, and here he was standing. And that just makes it even harder that he passed away so quickly.
The public is invited to line sidewalks along Highway A leading to Pittman Funeral Home as the fire department brings Shine's body home. That is expected to occur between 4 and 5 tomorrow afternoon.
A new judge has taken over the Pam Hupp murder case, pushing back the long-awaited trial. That trial for convicted killer Pam Hupp will no longer start August 3rd after a Jefferson County judge decided a slight delay would be more fair to everyone. Hupp is charged with the 2011 murder of Betsy Faria. It's a case in which Betsy's husband, Russ Faria, was once wrongfully convicted of killing her before a new prosecutor said the evidence pointed to Pam Hupp. Hupp returns for another hearing later this month. Another Fox 2 follow-up. A judge sides with St. Louis County Executive Sam Page in the controversy over his planned trip to Europe. The judge has issued a temporary restraining order preventing St. Louis County Council Chair Rita Hurd Days from taking over county executive duties while Page is traveling. Page fought the transfer of power while he takes part in an inaugural British Airways nonstop flight from St. Louis to London.
Well, after last night's storms, all eyes are on the weather for tomorrow night. Yes. I think a lot of people are a little anxious because we got those warnings last night.
Yeah, understandably. I got the siren when I was at home, so they did sound in the city, and it was a pretty active night for us with that rogue warning that popped up in the city, in portions of the county that pushed into the western half of the city. It was a really weird wind signature. It wasn't a well-defined couplet, but it was something that the Weather Service decided to put a tornado warning on. As conditions kind of unfolded, it did begin to weaken, which was good news, but a really odd signature. And I know most of you guys that were watching the live coverage of our severe storm coverage that we had did see that wind signature as well. But all is quiet tonight. It is dry. We had a few thunderstorms that developed with the heat of the day along a boundary in southern Missouri and southern Illinois. There was once a severe thunderstorm watch that was supposed to expire at 9, but it actually expired closer to 7, so that was some good news. But I did have a couple warnings down in the southern half of Reynolds County, closer to Perryville, Perry County as well, mainly due in part to some hail that did proceed upwards of maybe $half size in diameter. So that storm system and that complex is pushing south and east. So things are going to be clear, things are going to be dry, overall calm for tonight. But as we go into tomorrow night, about this time, that's when the conditions start to change. It's going to be a little bit more active with rain and storms storms, and some storms that do have the potential to be strong to severe. We've got temperatures right now, a live look at some of our cameras out in Illinois, also in St. Charles, downtown St. Louis, where skies are clear and temperatures are in the mid and upper 60s. So I think we'll drop and kind of bottom back out into the lower 60s as we go into tomorrow morning. So not a whole lot of cooling for us tonight, and that will pave the way for what's going to be a relatively unstable atmosphere as we go into tomorrow afternoon with a level 3 and a level 2 risk for severe storms as we go into our Friday evening. We'll take you hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Haley, thanks so much. Well, a new center.
Mercy opens its new Kids Center for neurodevelopment. Hear the impact for patients.
The first statewide science fair in Missouri wraps up. How students feel about the recognition they've received as they share their latest discoveries.
The first statewide science fair in Missouri is in the books, and some of the state's best young minds presented promising research. All new at 10, Fox 2's Luke Davis talks with the impressive scientists about their exhibits.
You might think of something like an exploding volcano when you think science fair. And while those are definitely cool, these students are presenting projects that are set to reshape the future.
Basically, we took the principle behind static electricity, which is called the triboelectric effect. We tested frequency to model footsteps in our project.
Our goal would be to place this beneath floorboards and allow every time somebody steps on it to just generate electricity passively.
From cleaning and protecting our environment to stopping ongoing epidemics, 215 students from 58 schools statewide presented their research at Missouri's first ever state science fair.
My project has to do with phosphate removal from water. It's specifically through the method of taking biochar and ball milling it with both iron oxide and magnesium chloride.
Even without sights set on a science career, the event is an opportunity at least one participant says students should jump on.
You are able to choose your topic and choose something that you are truly passionate about and able to research it and delve into that topic in a way that no other class or extracurricular will ever allow you in high school.
Select students were presented with awards, plaques, and even monetary prizes in recognition of their dedication.
We put a lot of hard work into this, and I'm glad we were able to show the world. It was also a lot of fun just getting to see other people's inventions and projects.
It makes me feel accomplished to see that people realize what we have done. Again, all the hard work we put in, it's great to see some recognition.
Even though not everyone who participated won a trophy, it's clear from all the talent shown off at this campus, we have a lot of promising individuals with the potential to change the world.
It feels amazing being rewarded for all the dedication that was shown throughout 2 semesters. Some kids here have done their projects throughout multiple years of high school, and to have it be recognized as important really helps.
The next Show Me Science Fair will be held in April 2027. Reporting in Cottleville, Luke Davis, Fox 2 News.
A major step forward tonight for families navigating autism and developmental challenges. Mercy officially opening its new Kids Center for neurodevelopment in Chesterfield. It's expanding services and access for thousands across the region. The facility brings multiple therapies under one roof, aiming to simplify care for families and improve long-term outcomes. For one mother, the impact has already been life-changing.
I wished all along that every family that I knew with an autistic child could have had this level of therapy. So I think this new big beautiful space and all this beautiful staffing, beautiful people that are going to help these kids is just a dream. It really is a dream, and it makes me really happy.
I am so incredibly thankful to each and every member of their care team, as they have all played a vital role in the development of my boys.
Mercy says the center is already on track to serve up to 40,000 families, highlighting just how critical the need is across the region. The first all-boys preschool in North St. Louis broke ground today. The new Good Shepherd Academy for boys will be on Page Boulevard. The academy is expected to enroll 20 boys, and it will be part of the broader Show Me Family Zone. The Show Me Family Zone is a bold, community-driven redevelopment led by the Foundation for Strengthening Families, transforming a 5-block corridor in North St. Louis at Page and Hodemont. The initiative brings together early childhood education, housing, health, and family supports all in one place.
And while it's a quiet night for us here in St. Louis, let's keep an eye on the sky as we go into Friday afternoon and especially Friday evening as a strong cold front ushers in more storms that will have the potential to be severe. We'll take you hour by hour coming up next.
Never miss important weather with alerts sent to your phone. Get the Fox 2 Now app.
And meteorologist Haley Fitzpatrick joins us now because she is tracking some severe weather in our forecast for tomorrow.
Yeah, I wish we could go into the weekend quiet. I know.
I
It's
know,
a Friday
right?
night, you know, people have things to do, people to see.
Doesn't sound like that's going to happen, though.
No, it is not. We've got another frontal boundary, another system rolling through our region about this time tomorrow night that will bring back rain and storms. And again, like I mentioned, some of those storms do have the potential to be on the stronger side. The atmosphere is most certainly going to be conducive and favorable for severe weather. So after, I keep saying this, but after about 4 o'clock, I want everybody to be plugged in to the weather, have multiple ways to receive weather warnings, and keep an eye on the sky as that severe risk continues to ramp up. There's a huge swath of within the orange, that's a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe storms. It's an enhanced risk. It stretches not only in the northwestern half of our viewing audience from Pike, Warren, Montgomery, who did I leave out? Lincoln, portions of northern Calhoun, northern Gasconade. It stretches all the way back into Oklahoma and then all the way up into southeastern Wisconsin. So there's a couple different modes of storms that will begin to fire off tomorrow afternoon along a cold front. I think further in the central plains towards Wichita into Oklahoma City, that's along a dry line. They'll essentially merge and push south and east across our viewing audience and bring with it, again, some heavier downpours in all modes for severe weather, especially as we get to about 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So something to monitor is that active weather pattern returning into our Friday evening. Had a little bit of an active pattern for areas in southeastern Missouri and southern Illinois earlier this afternoon. There was a severe thunderstorm watch that did expire about a couple hours ahead of schedule around 7 o'clock, but we had a couple robust storms that developed and did have a pretty good hail core to them. So all is quiet tonight. The storm risk has fallen off for tonight, so we're looking at mostly clear skies. It's warm too, temperatures only bottoming out in the low to mid 60s, and that will pave the way for what's going to be a relatively unstable atmosphere as we go into tomorrow morning and especially early afternoon. A strong south wind begins to develop ahead of this system, temperatures climbing back into the 80s. Again, that storm system develops out to our west towards Kansas City. Those storms likely developing as supercells, and then they'll kind of congeal into a line and push from northwest to southeast. So areas across the northwestern half of our viewing audience, maybe a little after 5, closer to 6 o'clock is when these storms will begin to move into that area. Through the metro about 9 o'clock in areas south and east just shortly after that. Again, the potential for strong to severe storms is most certainly is likely with this initial system, especially rolling through at least the northwestern half of our viewing audience. I think as it further pushes south and east into southern Illinois, especially as we get to about 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It's going to be well after midnight. It starts to turn into more of a wider spread heavy rain threat before the system itself rolls out of here just around sunrise, and we'll start to see some cooler weather dip in for the weekend. So those hazards, I think the greatest hazard is going to be some gusty winds. We could see upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour, maybe some severe hail, quarter to upwards of golf ball size, and the potential for a few spin-ups on the leading edge of that storm system itself. Right now, it's dry and it's quiet, 72 degrees, a southwest wind around 8 miles per hour. We will most certainly notice those winds beginning to ramp up as we go through the day on our Friday, and we could see gusts top out around 30 miles per hour. 62 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies that start to transition into partly cloudy skies through the daytime hours as we climb back into the 80s, and then storms return just around sunset. That rain and that storm complex exits on Saturday morning. We'll watch temperatures take a dip on Saturday and Sunday below normal, back into the 50s and even some 60s.
All right, Haley, thank you. And spring is officially underway at Eckert's Farm in Belleville. After a big tulip season, Pick Your Own Strawberries opens on Saturday, May 1st. Fields are open Tuesdays through Fridays from 10 to 5 and then on weekends from 9 to 5. Weekday field passes start at $3 and it's $5 on weekends. You can reserve your pass ahead of time online at Eckert's website.
Well, he's a newcomer with something to prove.
Hear from NASCAR driver Carson as he rolls into the... How do I say that?
Quapples.
Okay, Quapples as he rolls into the Kansas Speedway, chasing the biggest moment of his young career.
And coming up on Sports Final, the Blues finish their season on a high note.
Still in Holloway is going to get the puck on his back end and try to root it.
Here is a live look at the Kansas Speedway. NASCAR comes to the track this weekend. It is 1 month earlier than the Kansas Spring stops in the past few years. Now, while the race weekend has been moved up, Saturday's O'Reilly Series race features a young driver who's done plenty of moving around himself this season.
That's right. Carson Quapple makes his second start at the track. Quapple has experience driving different cars, and while he has switched rides 5 times this season, he has not spent 3 consecutive races in the same seat.
Kind of a different situation I'm in right now with 3 different cars. It's hard to get consistent, and it's not really the perfect case scenario, right? But just trying to build off, like I was saying, build off the week prior and use some stuff from last year, but kind of just start new and try to focus on what's ahead of me.
You can watch the race on our sister station, KPLR 11, Saturday night starting at 6 o'clock. And for fans wanting a preview, NASCAR Countdown Live begins before it at 5:30.
And you can watch Carson Quapple.
Quapple.
Okay.
Say that 5 times
I've got
fast.
his name now. We thank you for watching Fox 2 News at 10.
Sports Final is coming up next.